Hello, my dear students. So, welcome back to Urunabasar Bio class. So, today we discuss the very important chapter, that is the natural resource. Already, you know that natural resource is the most important things in our nature. This is a very important chapter for your daily life also, not for your exam. Also, in your exam, also it is a very important. So, at first, we discuss some important terms in our nature. You know the atmosphere. What is the mean by climate? Right? All of these things we discuss in our today class. But at first, we discuss about that. That is the what is the natural resource? What is the natural resource? You know, life is ultimately possible on earth. How? Due to the presence of the favorable factors. Without these things, the life is cannot be possible. Like resource, like the air, like the water, like the solar energy, and some ambient or optimum temperature. It is a very important. Without it, you cannot imagine the life or living things. In your body, what is there? The 70% it is the water. Also the air, you know, without air we cannot breathe, so we cannot survive. And the solar energy, it is the main source of the energy. Without the solar energy, we have do nothing, right? And the temperature, it is very important. Without suitable temperature, we cannot survive. That means the living things is cannot survive. So the natural resource, that means it is the important, and without this natural resource, living things also cannot be survived. Now we discuss natural resource are the naturally ultimately occurring substance. It is most important that is present in our nature and naturally occurring it. They are very important. They are valuable to mankind. This is the it is the importance of this natural resource. The air is there, water is there, soil, coal, minerals, plants, and animals. All are the natural resource because it is the part of our nature. But if you are classify the natural resource, then we classify it into the two resource, two categorize. What is this two category? Number one, which is in the renewable resource, like the air, water, sunlight, and the soil. This is the renewable. On the other hand, the non-renewable resource, that means it is the coal, petroleum. If you are use these things, you cannot renew it. Because when you are buy some petrol and use it in your car or the bike, they burn and they are ultimately emit the carbon dioxide that is emitted into atmosphere. So it cannot be renewable, right? But second, a very important question is arise that where does life exist on the earth? Where? Life in the earth are the exist in the plant life supporting zone. Otherwise, the life supporting zone is not possible, so life cannot be survived. So this life supporting zone are called the biosphere. So bio means the living, right? So sphere means the zone. That means the living zone, where the living things are present. In that region, that means in the biosphere, the atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere interact and make the life possible. Because it is also very important. Atmosphere, hydrosphere, lithosphere, they have very important role for the living things. But what is it? What is the atmosphere? What is the hydrosphere? And what is the lithosphere? Now we discuss it is one by one. So now your very important question we are discussed, that what is the atmosphere, what is the hydrosphere, and what is the lithosphere. You know, the major component of the earth, the major component of the earth can be divided in air, water, and dry land, right? So if you are ultimately divided the component of earth, that time you find out it is the air part, or it is the water part, or it is the dry land part. According to this, earth dry surface, which is called the lithosphere, and water, they ultimately convert the 75% of the earth's surface. That is also very important. It is called the hydrosphere. You already know that hydro means the water, right? So hydrosphere, that is the water zone of the biosphere. So the earth surface, dry surface, it is called the lithosphere. On the other hand, the watery part, it is the hydrosphere, and another one, that is the air, right? But air also present in the water, also present in the land, because you know in the water the air is present in the in dissolved form, dissolved oxygen is present. So in the air, water and the air, it is the two zone where the air is present. These zone are called the atmosphere. Atmosphere. But you know, this ultimately the abiotic or non-living component of the earth. But without these non-living things, the living things also we cannot be possible. But the living things, this is termed as a biotic component. They're living as, that is a biotic component of the biosphere. So you understand that what is the mean by atmosphere, what is the mean by hydrosphere, and what is the mean by the lithosphere. That is a very important part. In the science Olympiad exam, is lot of questions are coming from that particular part. Okay. So now we discuss very important topic now, that is the component of the air. Component of the air is the most important thing. Number one, it is ultimately composition of the air that helps the sustaining life on the earth. But what is this component is present? You know that, you know already heard the name carbon dioxide, oxygen, nitrogen. It is the most important some gases. It is present in the atmosphere and they take the very important role. Number one, the presence of the oxygen. But why the oxygen is required? Oxygen is required for all the living things. If it is the eukaryotic cell or prokaryotic, doesn't matter. All the cells living or require the oxygen for why? For the respiration purpose. You know, oxygen are constantly added into the atmosphere by the green plants. You know the what is the name of this process by which oxygen ultimately added in the atmosphere? If you write no, so write down in the live chat box. So what is the name? What is the name of the process by which green plants added the oxygen in the atmosphere? Very good, right? It is the photosynthesis process. Well done. Now the second, that is the carbon dioxide, that means the CO2. You know the carbon dioxide use the green plants, but why? For the photosynthesis process. In the photosynthesis process, carbon dioxide are used to production of the glucose, right? But you know the percentage of the carbon dioxide is very less on the earth. What is their amount? That is a 0.03% in the earth atmosphere. Otherwise, if the carbon dioxide level is so much high, that time it is very much harmful to human beings also, right? So their amount is limited. Now we discuss another important part. In the chart, you can observe that in our atmosphere, The nitrogen percentage, that is a 78%, oxygen 20%, carbon dioxide 0.03%. কিছু inert gas is something is there, that is the also very low percentage, 0.97%, and the water vapor in the 1%. Now a question arises, that is the, do you know why the atmosphere of the earth is held in place? Why? They have some reason on it. Number one, the atmosphere on the earth held a place due to the pull of the gravity. So gravity takes the very important role. Without gravity, that is not present in the atmosphere. The atmosphere of the earth contains the 78% nitrogen, 20% oxygen, and the 0.03% is the carbon dioxide, and some other gases also be present. So that is the very important things. And their volume and the percentages, please you bear in mind, and sometimes we ask some MCQs question, that time it is must be necessary. Now we discuss the another important topic, that is the atmosphere. On an average, the person can survive for a few weeks without food, a few days without water, but only a few minutes without air. Without air, you can survive. You cannot survive. You cannot survive without air in a 1 minute. So air is a very important for all the living things. The a thin blanket of air that lies above the earth, and in the earth some blanket like structural part is present above the earth surface, that is the atmosphere. Earth atmosphere is more than just the air we are breathe. Always we are breathe. Without breathing we cannot survive. Some other function of the atmosphere, it controls the climate and temperature of the earth. This is another question we can ask it. Also it is help the movement of the air. Also it is help in the causing the rain. So this is the most important function. With only the breathing is not the function. Another some important function also with the air, that is the most important. Please you bear in mind. A very interesting information I given to you now, that is the knowledge tree. In the knowledge tree portion, you cannot imagine, that is the most important information is there. The mass of 1 meter into 1 meter cross sectional column of the earth atmosphere approx 10,000 kg. In case of the Venus and Mars, whether no life is ultimately known to be exist, the major component of the atmosphere is found to be the carbon dioxide, but that is the nitrogen. Now I have discussed about the atmosphere and the life on the earth. Earth location at an optimum distance from the sun and the envelope of gases surrounding the planet are together responsible for the maintaining the earth temperature, which for that reason the living things can survive. But a very important question arises, how does the atmosphere help to maintaining the temperature of earth? How does? The air is the bad conductor of the heat. Air is the bad conductor of the heat. During the daytime, what is happening? It prevents the most of the heat from the sun from the passing to the earth's surface. But at the night, it prevents the heat radiated off the surface on the earth from passing through into the outer space. In this way, the atmosphere prevents the sudden increase in the temperature during the day and sudden decrease the temperature at the night. As a result, the moderate temperature of the maintained on the earth, that is very essential for sustaining the life on the planet. You know, the moon is a similar distance from the sun as like the earth, but it ultimately does not have the ambient temperature or the support the life. So in the moon, no life either exists because moon temperature is not suitable for the living things, ranging for about minus 190 degree to 110 degrees Celsius. You know, this reason for this, the absence of the atmosphere. So atmosphere take the very important role. Unlike the earth, the moon does not have the blanket of air around the earth to maintain the moderate temperature. So you find out the what is the importance of the atmosphere, right? So the principal layer of the atmosphere, you already know it, that is a troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere. If one by one, another one, that is the exosphere. Number one, we have discussed that is the troposphere. That is the first layer above the Earth's surface. And its depth ultimately varies, but generally it is range from 0 kilometer to 10 kilometer above the surface of the Earth. Weather ultimately occurs in that particular regions. Stratosphere, this is layer and extend from the top of the troposphere up to about the 50 kilometers. Many jet aircrafts fly in that stratosphere because it is very stable. Ozone layer in this zone absorb the harmful ray of the sun. In the mesosphere, you know, this is the extended layer in the top of the stratosphere. Air is especially thin and molecules at great distance are apart in that particular region. Thermosphere, that is this layer extend from the top of the mesosphere, and ionosphere, it is a part of the thermosphere which contain the electrically charged gases particles called the ions, right? And the exosphere, this layer extend from the top of the thermosphere, and it is very few atmospheric molecules there, right? So you already know that there is a boundaries between the each layer of the atmosphere. The troposphere have any layers about that. So today we discussed the very important important topic. If any doubts, please you write down in the comment section. In your next class, we discuss about the weather and climate. What is the weather and what is the climate and what is their importance on the human beings or the living things, that is we discuss in our next class. So thank you very much all of you. Bye, take care.